I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, what is going on? Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend full of amazing things. For me, it was just great. The football was unbelievable. It was so good this weekend. Just riding high on that Dolphins win.
How'd your Buckeyes do?
Buckeyes did well. They put up like 77 points, something like that. So they beat down a team pretty good. So.
We would call that a stat builder, Virginia.
Yeah, it's kind of a big old-fashioned ass whooping. So,
damn.
Yeah, they haven't necessarily gotten into the meat of their schedule. But, yeah, they're looking good. So we'll see how they can hold up. Solid. I was really pulling for the Canes over the weekend to beat Texas A&M. They were not able to get it done. So, yeah, it didn't happen. But even the high school football on Friday night was really good. You had Chaminade Madonna that never beats American Heritage, and they beat them.
Wow.
They've got some star players. They have like 4 of the top 10 players in the country were playing in that game. So, yeah, so it's just good all the way through. So if you love football, it's awesome. The only problem that I had is I've been toting up the margaritas at Torero's, which has kind of become a regular staple now because my wife, she's always getting them. I'm like, well, you don't have to get one of these. And I saw they had a skinny margarita. I'm like, holy crap, it's good. And I mean, it knocks you on your ass. It's just one of them. And now we go there like pretty much every week. And every time I go, it's a fucking party of KVJ Nationers. I could barely get a margarita. In fact, the person that came up said, you got to stop talking about this because now the place is packed and you can't get the damn margaritas now, Virginia.
When you go there, do you eat too or do you just drink?
We a lot of times do, but we actually popped in on Friday because we always go either there to the King Crab that's right there. We always get that boil. It's like our Friday night kind of ritual.
Love it.
Yeah, and so we're like, hey, let's go get a margarita on our way back. And I'm like, holy crap. I mean, there were people out in the street. It was packed in there, and we just stood to get one, and this girl came up. Her and her friend, they were amazing. But she was like, we came here to get this margarita. She's like, but you got to, she's like, I've never seen it this packed. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I think it was Mexican Independence Day, so maybe that factored into it.
That is true.
Yeah, so I'm hoping
Yes.
that's what threw it off because otherwise, yeah, you couldn't get a table. And the wait was a while. And I'm like, okay.
Well, you are the Kevin Ralston. Your words mean something in this town.
But no, the word margarita means something. That's what it is.
We have quickly become the show to know if you'd like to get your booze on.
Yeah, we are. We're the show of definitely.
We're the show
of getting fucked up.
bad decisions.
Yeah. Well, it's just fun. It makes life a lot more entertaining.
I agree.
Look, there's no judgment over on this side of the table.
Yeah.
Sober's boring.
We can tell you all about good cocktails. We got one text message that had come in here. We were talking at the end of the show about the woman that got all turned at the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. And she was getting basically pulled out of there by her husband, who was trying to keep her upright. She was still falling down. Her adult daughter, probably in her early to mid-20s, like, Mom, come on, let's go. She's like, I've done nothing wrong. And she's screaming.
Which means she probably did everything wrong.
Everything wrong.
At least 5 wrong moves when you say that.
Yeah. And somebody texted in that there was more to it. I only saw the one TikTok video, but I guess there's more to the story. I guess the daughter eventually walked away from her mom and told the cop, you know what, just arrest her because she's done. I'm done with this. I'm done with trying to deal with Mom. She's not leaving. And this text said the husband deserves an award for putting up with her. She was physically wrestling him through all of Epcot while he's trying to get her out of the park, and then she tried to shit in the bushes.
Oh.
That was her finishing move, and that's when she got drug out of Epcot.
Go shit in the bushes, Kev.
She tried to shit in the bushes, and that was it. That's when they called the party foul on you.
That is not a bush you want to go and get and hide in. You don't want to hide in that bush.
You got to go. You got to go. So got it.
Yeah, there's a clip of a woman. I think it's the Disney out in California,
Disneyland,
and she's giving the guy so much shit, the security guard, because she got caught taking a piss in the bushes and couldn't believe.
Yeah.
And then I have a condition, and how dare you? And he's like, you got to go. You can't shit or piss in the bushes at a theme park.
No, you can't. I mean, they can't. You know,
You can. Just don't get caught.
Yeah, right.
If you get caught, it's going to be bad for you. Unless you are some kind of ninja undercover pooper, you can't pull that move at the theme park.
Good luck trying to piss or shit in the bushes around Disney where they have cameras everywhere. You don't think they know what's going down?
I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure people have got away with it. But you have to be so quick and so lucky.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I'll give you the 90s. I'll give you the 2000s. I think it'd be pretty near impossible to shit at Disney World in the bushes and not get caught.
All right.
Even if you are quick.
Challenge accepted.
I will see you in cuffs, Nikki. I didn't do anything wrong, Cam.
You can't kick me out of here.
Virginia comes back banned for life.
Good.
I would say
Save you a lot of money.
I'm
Save
telling
me
you,
a lot of money.
I don't think anybody could do it. I really not in today's day and age.
It absolutely could be done.
All right.
Shannon had sent in, here are some of the screenshots for the drink prices inside the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot at La Cava de Tequila, which is where I love to go. Get in there, love them margaritas. Those are good.
How much are the drink prices?
You know what? I'm not balking too much. I mean, not that I'm
Because you're expecting it to be a lot anyway.
Yeah, they have the wild one, which is Terramana Blanco Tequila. That's the Rocks Tequila. And that's $17. They've got another one with Casa Dragones Blanco Tequila. That's a good tequila. That's $23.
That's kind of a lot of money. For a tequila drink?
One drink.
Yeah,
and that shit ain't fucking heavy
They're not
pour.
cheap, yeah. But I'm not. To me, what rocks me is they've had some drinks. Remember that one of the freaking Star Wars land that was a couple hundred or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what when you talk about crazy stuff. I mean, they got one here. The La Cava Avocado is $17, $16 for the El Diablo. Yeah, I mean it's damned expensive. It's double at least what you would pay most places for a really good margarita. But
Are you charging that kind of money? I'm talking about the Star Wars drink. You should name that drink Pure Balls because that's really what you have. Pure Balls to sell it for that much.
yeah.
You hope people aren't buying it for that much.
They are. There's somebody that's buying it because they want to put it on their TikTok.
Yeah. How about your weekends? Anything out of the ordinary happen in Virginia? You had a lot of events you were bumping around to.
Yeah, we did the Stars Ball breakfast on Saturday morning. Got to meet all the stars. Lovely. Just learning all of their stories. One of our stars this year is a shark bite survivor. The kid got his leg bit off by a shark just a matter of weeks ago, and he's one of our stars. He's in a wheelchair and he's, still going through it. But we've got some lovely families, a lot of kids going through, blood cancers, a couple of kids in remission from their cancer. So that's awesome. Yeah, so that was Saturday morning at the Hilton on
That's
Okeechobee. It was a great party. And then Saturday night, we did the Maddie's Sweet 16 Gala.
Oh, that's great.
Beautiful family.
Yeah,
and
they are the best.
their community really shows up. We had so many people financially supporting. It was really beautiful to see.
Bird, you went to the Russ Market?
I did. I worked with the Rust Market and then just worked on some stuff for the show. We got a Florida Man song coming out pretty soon. And got to spend some time with the Snack Pack, which was nice.
Yeah. Okay, got the old band back together, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Since they're not doing a movie, we might be doing some music, some Snack Pack stuff.
Okay. I don't know if you knew this. Today is International Talk Like a Pirate Day today.
I did, and I did a
You shot your load already 2 weeks ago.
Well, there was something going on. There's always these weird holidays every other day. It's Taco Day, and then next day it's also Taco Day with hard shell. There was some pirate holiday 2 weeks ago, and I start doing a random video. I start filming Virginia. I'm like, hey, talk like a pirate. Did we already do this shit? This is some weekend. So I have like a 45-second video of Virginia just kind of being.
She gave it to you because she's like, all
kind
right,
of being
you're
a bee, dog.
double dipping on the talking like a pirate.
Well, stop being a hack. You just did this 2 weeks ago.
Well, fuck, I don't give a shit. How about that?
I require more from you creatively.
Well, I don't.
I just did the pirate thing.
I didn't. I honestly forgot. that I even did that.
This is
video.
what happens when you drink this much.
Yeah.
Man, well, what are you going to do?
But I can't forget you, and that's what's fucked up.
Right. She's still always there.
Yeah, always reminded me of all my shortcomings, Kevin.
Oh, and we're going to be camping buddies this weekend.
Sink or swim. Sink or swim.
What does that
How
mean?
far away is your
That means
destination?
it's either going to be a trip that's awesome where we swim together or we sink together. That's what that means.
okay.
What, Kevin?
How far away is your destination?
I think, 2.5, 3 hours?
Yeah, Orlando.
We're going all in on Otter Creek or Otter.
It's Otter Paddle.
Okay.
How do you feel about paddle boarding?
Oh, I love it.
All right,
Is it a campground there?
we don't know.
Well, that's just it. That's why I don't. She's not gonna like camping, and she wants to go. That's why I was trying to do this on Friday on the air. I'm like, Virginia, you got it. No, was it Friday we're talking about camping? And you have to kind of throw the. No, that was this morning. Never mind. The audible. You have to roll with the punches. So we could go up there, and she wants to paddleboard and do the cool, nice, bougie shit. But we're gonna eventually have to set up camp and go into the woods and do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I think she doesn't understand the camping part.
And you're not even sure, like, if they have a campground at this place?
Well, there's a campground that I got, but she ain't gonna like it.
How far away is your campground from the place she wants to go?
Probably 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's not bad.
No.
Would you have to take the RV then?
Oh, we would take the RV everywhere.
Yeah, that's our way of going.
That's always the challenge, though. And I do see people who seem like serious RV people. They will a lot of times have a car in tow because that's my concern with our little family trip is it's not easy to park RVs if you're going to be in an urban setting.
Well, the cool thing about the campgrounds is they usually have a section for RVs. If we're going, the one we are taking is very big.
Yeah, and the campgrounds are the way to go with an RV. Don't try to park it in a.
And your paddleboard place would have RV parking?
I don't know. I'm looking to
Let
see.
me ask you this: are you so hell bent on this paddleboarding?
No.
Do we have to do it, or is there going to be quiet disappointment?
I mean, there will be quiet disappointment.
What are you talking about? There ain't nothing quiet about it.
There'll be disappointment. There'll be vocal disappointment.
I can already tell, man. This is so fucked.
Yeah.
I'll do some research. Can we park our RV there?
Yeah. Got to find all those little incidentals.
Yeah, because Mama, this trip is going to be up on our ass like flies in a rip roast before you know
Oh,
it.
I know. It's this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
How did that happen?
Worst case scenario, we just drive to Jonathan Dickinson. I know people there.
Okay.
Either way, we're going in an RV.
It's so low budget.
We're going-
We can't say we just went in our neighborhood. That is so low
Drove 3
budget.
miles away to go camping.
We drove a mile and a half from Virginia's house into Cuesta.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
All right, well, we'll figure it out. The cool thing is, if it gets hot, muggy, sweaty, whatever, you can go in the RV and chill.
Totally.
Okay. The other thing that went down over the weekend, Lady Gaga got through most of her show, 17 songs, but had to shut it down because of lightning. She didn't get about another 5 songs out. So there were people that were disappointed. She was in tears in her video.
Well, people need to lighten the fuck up.
Hey, Lady Gaga.
No, I'm defending Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I think she was heartbroken that she had to let the fans down.
Well, it's not like she did one song and she bounced out.
Yeah, I thought she did, what else do you want? It's not bad. I mean, come on.
I mean, the fucker was crying.
She
Right.
was.
Yeah. I mean, can't you see? There's tears.
Well, I mean, there's certain artists who don't give a frog's fat ass what happened. You think Vince Neil would cry tears?
No, he'd cry happiness.
No,
the show got canceled?
he's so
Good.
happy. Vince Neil is always waiting for a thunderstorm right before the show. He's praying for
He
it.
does a rain dance.
He does, but I don't know if he's dancing.
No, he's not dancing. I like this quote. Ozzy was talking about how, even though he's got some health struggles now, it's not going to keep him from touring. He said he belongs on stage and he's going to be nailed to a board and wheeled out if he has to, which they're not far from because when he did the halftime at the Rams-Bills game to open up the season, they had kind of like one of those things like sometimes you'll buy a doll stand behind him so that he basically was like wired into. When you buy an action figure and they've got the wraps around them, that's kind of what they have with Ozzy now. They just kind of strap him into this device to help him stand up.
I like it. I think it's brilliant, and I think he should keep working.
Yeah.
That's what keeps you young.
guess if that's what it takes.
As soon as you go and you just start sitting and you don't have a purpose, that's when you age at a rapid rate.
Well, people always get down on Madonna, and I'm not the biggest Madonna fan by any means, but her hardcore fans, they want to see her do music and do all that shit. Now, is it as popular as it was? No. But yeah, there's a place in the world for it. I get it. Not everyone likes it. Oh my God, put some clothes on, Madonna. Her fans love that shit.
Yeah.
Her fans love it, and she loves it, and she don't give a fuck what you think.
You've already gone to the mountaintop. You have nothing else to prove.
Right.
Little Madonna fun fact. Since 2008, all of Madonna's boyfriends have been at least 28 years younger than her.
Good for you.
So Madonna, she gets a case of the hornies bad.
She says she's just doing it all the time now. She can't get enough.
Really?
Yeah. She can't
She
get enough.
must be on some kind of hormone replacement. I mean, I know she's had a good bit of work done to the face. So she must be just doing all the things.
You don't think that it's possible she's just horny naturally? There's no way with science and the way nature is, there's no way Madonna has natural horny cravings.
I guess anything's possible, but it does slow down if you don't pharmaceutically enhance it.
That's that's with
For most people.
Really? That's
Yeah.
almost everybody, every woman out there.
Yeah, that thing gets dry, bruh.
Well, I know something. Just because it gets dry doesn't mean you're not in the mood, right?
You go down and you blow on it and all kind of dust,
Yeah.
sand,
Yeah.
That thing gets dry, bro.
looks like
there's the quote
wood
of the day.
shavings.
Madonna's current boyfriend is 23 years old. She's 64.
Damn.
That's a 41-year age gap.
Will you look at that?
I mean, 41, you're already
41.
so grown. You know what I mean? You're 41. That kid just was born at that time.
41-year age gap. You go, Madonna.
Yeah. Pretty impressive, huh? Let me see. We got a bunch of emails here. We were talking today about one of Jaybird's friends, his teenage son, is with this girl that apparently is all into Satan, and so now he is too. And he's like, how do I handle this? I got a kid that loves Satan. Gene said, listen to the segment about the teen who's into Satan was interesting. The teen is at an age where he may be doing this to impress the girl, and that's what Jason alluded to, while Kevin made the point that he's at an age where things change. Could it be that the girl didn't get him into Satan, but he already had a fascination with the devil?
No.
And just found the right girl for him? Or could it be that there
You went
are...
on devildate.com?
Yeah.
It's definitely not. The kid was not going into the devil stuff before the girl.
Or could it be that there are more pressing issues for the teen, like depression, and he's coping and masking his pain with being fascinated with the devil? For all we know, this teenage girl could have a fascination for the devil because of current laws have made on women's bodies, and he's just following along.
Yeah, I think this person who ever wrote in is looking a little too. I know all the specific details. I know the family. I know everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. I understand what they're saying, but they're a little off with all that, with what's going on.
If anything, he's a teenage kid, and 5 to 10 years from now, he could look back at this and laugh about the whole situation.
That I do agree with.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's why what your teenagers are doing, don't completely lose your mind over, because it definitely could change. Let me see some other stuff that we got here on the store music. Talking about the different soundtracks that you have, and if you work at one of these stores, you definitely will notice. Kyle had said, you're all talking about who has better store music, and I felt compelled to give a shout out to anybody who worked at a Blockbuster video back in the day. Anyone who ever went into the stores know that they had videos running from the overhead TVs throughout the store. The video content included behind-the-scenes features for popular movies, interviews with actors, previews of upcoming new releases, ads for Coca-Cola snacks, etc. All fine in principle, but what people may not know is that this was not a network curated especially for Blockbuster. It was a DVD, a single DVD that was on continuous repeat and only got replaced about once a month. DVDs back then only had capacity for a little over 2 hours of video. So in an 8-hour shift, Blockbuster employees would have to listen to the same material 4 times. In other words, if you worked a 40-hour week, you heard every GD DVD at least 80 times.
Wow.
Say what you will about Netflix, but I guarantee they don't torture their people like this.
I loved going to Blockbuster as a kid.
Me too.
Even a teenager, you have a date, you're going to run a movie, you go there. That is when half the fun is going on the trip and picking it out.
It was special because my mom got to pick one, I got to pick one, and my sister got to pick one, and it was a big deal.
Blockbuster was a big deal because when I grew up in Lake Park, we always went to the low-budget Blockbuster. Some odd, weird... There was always 3 or 4 of them where some dude ran a rental video, and you're like,
And he had a room in the back.
There was always a porn room in the back, and you were always obsessed with it. And someone would go in there, and the door would fling open, and you'd catch one little titty, like, oh shit, I saw a tit. Oh man,
That was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a very big
He's
deal.
out there tit hunting.
Oh, you act like you're trying to look at the horror section, but you're trying to find some titties.
Yeah, so now today, with Netflix and all that kind of stuff, it's just a lot easier to find your videos. But now it's kind of odd because it's almost like the same way that I used to feel lost in a Blockbuster, looking around at a lot of mediocre titles with nothing jumping out at me. I was telling you last week just, how many people have such a long queue list that is all loaded up. It's like at least a minimum of, I think it's like 16 shows, 13 movies, something like that on average that people have. And you just got all this material and you just don't know really like what the hell you want to watch. You can't figure out what to get. So that's why I always love talking about it because, hopefully people can point you in the right direction.
I am in a watch slump right now.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get into something and everything is falling flat. I don't know. It might be me. Might be what I'm watching. I'm trying to watch different new movies. I try to watch the new Queen Latifah movie.
Yeah.
That was number one. It was trending at number one. And it's one of those ones where you drive across the country and someone's chasing you and there's, it got kind of ridiculous. I wanted to like it so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that when you get excited and you want to watch something and you start watching it and it sucks.
It was about I gave it an hour and I just finally go, I'm
not in it.
Yeah, I'm not in it.
Yeah. They say the average person has 13 TV shows and 16 movies on their watch list. And they say it's so long they can't even finish it. And I'm right there, too. I'm at the point. 73% said they have a list of films. Only 58% of them made it through their entire list. And, yeah, I threw a couple more onto my list. I keep adding. I add more than I take away. And that's how it just keeps growing. I put on the Mark Wahlberg movie, Father Stew. It's on Netflix. If anybody has seen that or not, is that worth my time? And then my cousins told me I got to check out Chad and JT Go Deep. It's only 6 episodes. You know those the surfer bros that always go to the city council meetings and read off the ridiculous?
That's Chad?
Those are those 2 guys, yeah. And so they've got their own, and I just saw the preview of it. It looked like it could be kind of funny, but, at least enough to do a preview. It was entertaining.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. I would totally watch this.
Kevin showed us the trailer for the new Jeffrey Dahmer movie that's coming out. And they have made a lot of Dahmer movies, a lot of Dahmer everything. That trailer does look a little next level to me.
It looks horrifying.
They took a Jeffrey Dahmer, again, they've made a bunch of them. This one looks as if they were trying to really mind fuck some people.
Yeah,
it looks well shot.
It does.
It looks twisted.
It's very twisted. If you want to go see it, it's called Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer Story. You could just Google it, or I'm sure even maybe go on Netflix and see it there. And yeah, it's real. I will not watch it because it looks like it's too twisted.
You told me about it and I scoffed at it. I go, Kevin, another Dahmer movie? I know everything about him, blah, blah, blah. I go, just watch the trailer. And you played it for me. And it was scary looking fucking trailer, man.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
It looks pretty horrifying.
The guy who plays him just looks like he's really...
He looks like Dahmer.
Yeah, he looks like Dahmer, and he's messed up. Reminds me of the guy from Silence of the Lambs. Just that weird, odd, off behavior.
You want to fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Right. That's
Pressures.
This Dahmer character kind of looks. There were a couple clips that made me think of, was it Cowboy Bill, or that his name was?
No, it was Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill, yeah.
The Dahmer story is a creepy story because if you look into his childhood, there's not a lot of red flags other than the fact his fascination, he wanted to kill animals. But I'm saying his family His family didn't, nothing in his childhood would really stick out to the point where you go, this motherfucker's going to eat people and kill people.
Yeah.
When it comes to serial killers, you look at his background, it's not nothing like a lot of them.
Well, it's interesting because I was watching another interview special that was kind of fascinating on the whole serial killer tip, and maybe it's the BTK guy.
Okay, I know a lot about him.
And
sorry.
It's called the Iceman interview.
No, Iceman's different.
Richard Kuklinski?
Yes, he was involved. That guy was a hired gun, but he also loved and enjoyed murder. He was the Iceman. There's 3 different interviews on HBO with him. And you go, why did they give this guy so much airtime? He's in prison and they give him airtime.
Yeah, well, what it was they were kind of looking into the mind of a serial killer, and it's something that you can see. And they said that there are a couple things. There were 3 factors. One, and it's kind of interesting because my wife will talk about this, having dealt with some, she's got the pre-K. She's had a couple kids in her time that they lack empathy. They hurt other children, and then when they ask them if they feel bad, they're trying to say, hey, doesn't that make you feel bad? Like, I don't feel bad. I like to hurt people.
Oh, crap.
And there are just people that somehow are born without empathy. They don't have it. They don't feel for other people. They don't sympathize with their pain. They said the other factor was people who have a lack of fear. And some people genetically, I think they can even test that marker, that they just don't have fear. And they say now it can be turned, in this interview, they said it can be used for positive. Somebody goes into the military, somebody that detonates bombs, somebody that's on a SWAT team or things like that. A lot of times those people that do our more dangerous jobs, they have that gene where they just, fear doesn't do anything for them. Like us, like I'm scared of everything. So
I'm scared of the Jeffrey Dahmer trailer.
I am. It's the opposite of
Made
me.
me shit my pants.
It's the opposite of me. So the third factor they found in the serial killer mind then typically is a childhood devoid of love and affection. And they say typically with those 3 characteristics, if you don't have the empathy, if you have the no fear, and if you were not told that you were loved and hugged and brought up, they say when they find serial killers, they typically, not always, but typically will have those 3 characteristics.
It's the perfect storm for
It is.
murder.
Yes.
Yeah, also too, kids that have a very violent childhood that have been sexually molested or
Right.
raped and or beaten.
Trauma,
and then you have all those
anger.
other things you're talking about and you mix it. And that's when you get somebody really fucking dangerous.
Right.
Hurt people. Hurt people.
But as we talk about profiling and trying to look at an early age, I mean, we're doing the whole thing. I don't know how closely anybody's really been watching the Parkland trial that is going on, but they're trying to paint empathy and sympathy for the shooter and saying, hey, it's all about he really doesn't want to die. And so they're saying, let's try to find some sympathy for this individual, whether they deserve to be put to death or not for their crimes. And so that's kind of what they're starting to lay out. This all could be helpful because, like I said, with my wife, sometimes they start to notice at that age. And they said that typically you see all these signs before the age of 14. So you're not waiting long in somebody's life. If you start seeing the markers of somebody could screen, like my wife, who's a pre-K, and they're starting to do that, saying, hey, this kid...
Keep an eye on him.
They're exhibiting tendencies where I really don't think they have empathy. Look at them, and you could test for the marker to say, are they lacking the fear gene?
And if they are, and they have any kind of weird thing with empathy and the fear gene, I'm totally fine with profiling that kid and having special eyes on that kid for the rest of his life.
The thing with going back to Dahmer, he would hurt animals, but I am not certain that people knew that. And if you don't know your kid's hurting animals and he keeps it a secret, or they keep it a secret, you hope as a parent you would know if your kid is hurting animals, but
they can do things out in the woods,
of course,
or back behind a shed and you don't see.
They said Dahmer would hide in the woods and wait for this one jogger to pass by. He was obsessed he wanted to kill this jogger, and the day he finally got the courage to do it, he's hiding in the bushes, and the jogger didn't go by that day.
Wow.
I know. And then his first kill was somebody else.
Damn.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? So
Yeah.
you just never know. So, I mean, you talk about profiling and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay, but to me,
Well, you also
Don't
got-
go jogging in the woods.
Well,
Yeah.
I think everyone should learn that the horror movies are right. The woods are scary. Don't go jogging in the woods.
Don't go jogging in the woods.
Could you imagine jogging in the woods around 5:30 p?
If you're going to go jogging in the woods, bring a posse.
Well, there's some woods that are creepier than others.
Absolutely.
There's some woods that go, you know what? These are not murder woods. There's some that look like murder woods.
yeah. So that is going to be coming out here soon. You also have this movie called Blonde. It is the movie that has had all kinds, I guess problems might be the right word. It's Blonde. It's the one about Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
I remember they had cast Latina in the role, and people had a problem, you know.
People are like, wait, Marilyn, Latina, what?
Well, I mean, look, to me, that doesn't matter a bit.
No.
For me. But the problem that I kind of have with it, I did see this story about it, and apparently it's been slammed for including scenes of sexual assault. There's a horrifying scene in which, and it's about Marilyn Monroe in a relationship with John F.K., president, where he forced her to perform oral on him before pinning her down and raping her.
Oh, my.
And the movie also reportedly features a depiction of film producer Daryl Zanuck sexually assaulting Marilyn Monroe. And they apparently get really close and show it like, okay, everything.
Everything?
Yeah, it's a point of view shot from the vagina.
Oh,
which
boy.
is like, good heavens. And this is where I even have more of a problem. Apparently, it's a fictionalized take based on the 2000 novel written by Joyce Carol Oates. So I'm like, okay, so somebody just took what could have happened?
Is this not necessarily all fact?
That I don't know. And I would watch this and be like, okay, I mean, you're in a sense accusing a former president of rape.
Right.
And showing it graphically and all these
big
other
deal.
names. Yeah, I mean, even posthumously, I don't know. It's just, I'm like, why would I even care to watch that? If this is just what you think could have happened and you're making a movie about it, I don't know if I get it. Do you get it?
No.
I don't know why I want to watch that. I'd be like, so what? This is just your own thought of like what they could have done. I mean, you could take any two characters anywhere in history and just write up all this crap.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like those kind of things.
I'd rather, if it's about real people and real things, that it be real.
Yeah, what the hell am I watching then? So it's
Well, you
two
could-
real characters, but it's a fictional take? I don't get this.
You could do that with a lot of stuff, and if it's not accurate, people are going to realize it's not accurate if you're just doing your own take on something.
Exactly.
Yes, I don't know. It really kind of lost me, and it's not all the graphic stuff on top of it. It's just any movie where it's a fictionalized take of one person writing, I'd be like, why would I even bother with this? And it's kind of weird.
It's weird.
I don't like the mixing of real characters and fiction.
I
You know
don't
what I'm saying?
either.
Do
Because
one or
it's,
the other.
It's muddy.
Do one or the other. Either they're fictional characters and it's a fictional plot, or it's real characters and you're telling me the story.
Sometimes that blurred line of truth and fiction and I think it breeds more confusion at times.
It does. Why even making this? I don't get it. Shelley in Sunrise said, Kev, I do recommend Father Stew, the Father Stew movie. My husband and I enjoyed it. It's the
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg one that's on Netflix. So
Is he a priest?
I think so. I haven't done a deep dive in it, something like that. But yeah, if you're...
That's how you get me to go to church.
I forget what movie it was, but it was a biopic, and it was one of those musician old bands that they're telling their story, and they used, I believe, the lead singer of the Semi-Charmed Kind of Life guy. He was portrayed as a quick part, and they made him out to be such a dick as his part, and he spoke up going, "Yo, this never happened," and they even came out, "Oh yeah, we were kind of taking our own liberty."
It was Stephen Jenkins, and he was talking about that was the Pam and Tommy story that they had on Hulu, and they had where they were getting it on in a studio or something like that. I can't remember what the plot line was, but they said it was Third Eye Blind down the studio, and he came busting in like he had a problem. And then Stephen Jenkins, the lead singer of Third Eye Blind, said that never happened. Like,
Yeah.
we never would have recorded there. That we never recorded anything there. I never have met Tommy Lee or anything like that.
Well, that ain't cool. If that never happened,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
Right. That's where I'm like, yeah, I don't care about watching that kind of stuff. That's why I didn't watch the Pam and Tommy thing. So
If it's not real people, it doesn't matter. But if it's real people,
Right.
we think it's real.
Yeah.
And the person that you're saying it about is going to be pissed.
yeah, so you got a president raping Marilyn Monroe, but you're like, I don't know, it could have happened. What? What? All right.
Rape's a little heavy.
Yeah. All right. What am I watching here? Yeah. So there you go. And Father Stu, he thought his life was over after an injury ruined his boxing career. But sometimes when you're lost, you find purpose in the most unexpected places. So it almost sounds like it could be a heartwarming tale. With Mark
Opposite
Wahlberg.
of the Dahmer movie.
Yes.
Oof.
That thing looks
no doubt,
horrifying.
y'all. That'll shake you, man.
Yeah, but someone in the chat room had said it looks more like a horror movie than a true crime. And it is. It's a horror movie. This is not. I'm sure there's going to be some liberties taken with this as well.
Speaking of which, I wonder, how accurate to the point is the Dahmer movie going to be? Or are they taking a real character and making a horrific movie about a guy that eats people?
And it's always a struggle for me because I'll end up watching it, and I'm letting y'all know I am a hypocrite. But it does make you think, at least asking the question, if you are a family member of Jeffrey Dahmer, or I'm saying of one of his victims, are you really that jazzed? This motherfucker's getting all this shine with a blockbuster made kind of movie?
No.
You're not happy
because
about
it's
it.
tickling the dark fantasy that a lot of us have that we're mesmerized by murder. And you're right. There's real stories and real victims and real families that are not going to look at it with an odd fascination.
And I'm not trying to be a social justice warrior up here. I'm just saying it's a question to ask. And I'll still watch the movie, but you know that the family doesn't like that.
No doubt. Well, there's one quick scene they showed, if there's any justification to those families, where there's a family member going after Jeffrey Dahmer in court. And so
that really did happen. That's a real clip.
And so maybe that's how they're trying to say, look, we understand this guy was and it's called Monster.
And it'd be cool too if the family, had some say with it, or they get some percentage of it. It would be cool.
That would make you feel good. Be like, okay, this is going.
That'll never happen.
I know, man. It really does suck.
Well, think about how many victims Jeffrey Dahmer had.
Yeah, he had quite a few.
Yeah, we are going to split 0.01% of the profits.
Yeah.
With the 85 victims.
You each get a $23 check.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17 murders.
Damn.
Gosh. And who knows if there was more. They questioned him. They thought he had something to do with the Adam Walsh case at one point.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I'm glad we got a resident expert on murder.
Yeah, we do.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert in nothing.
Dude, you are an expert on
No,
murder.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
really not. No, I'm not. I got to tighten up.
Okay.
But I don't know if I should.
I don't know. Your murder boner looks pretty tight from here.
Believe it or not, there are people who are way more
into murder than you.
They're great with specifics. I watch so much, it gets kind of clouded at times. It kind of blurs together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, would you have a master's or a PhD or a bachelor's in murder?
I'll put you this way.
Or maybe an associate's.
If murder came up on Jeopardy, I would do pretty darn good.
Yes.
Yeah, you would.
I would do pretty darn good, but there's people who are better than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good.
But they've actually killed.
No, it's the opposite. People love.
He's as good as you can get without actually having bodies.
I don't like the idea of killing somebody. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. All right, thank y'all for the emails and for locking in here today. Send them to us, mail@kvjshow.com. Enjoy your Monday. We'll see you later. Goodbye.